Hello again to all my viewers. There may not be many for the Cyclist Tactics, but you are valued all the same. These next few stages, very crucial. We're starting with this hilly mountain, no massive climbs, most of the difficulty at the start of the stage. Could be a strength sapper for Moritz Weber if the rest of the stage isn't run too slow. But if on the other hand we lose all of our speed coming down the descent, I think he'll be fine for this stage, and we just gotta hope to put him in trouble on one of the next 2 days, actually. Not much for us here today in regards to time gain, but there may be a way for us to flood this final sprint so that we can take the stage. If I have Herman Watson and Pavlov, that is assuming Weiss doesn't simply beat me by a node, because I only had a plus 16 in me and Weiss is going to have a plus 19. I think we're about to get beat by him. Yeah, there he goes. That's really annoying because that's put Weiss effectively neck and neck with us. Another stage coming up that it suits his puncher qualities. With that in mind, I think the strategy should be to just get through this stage. Don't worry about contesting it and wait for stage 11, which I think is more suited to Watson over Weiss. So what we've ended up with is a 5-man group, including the 3 contenders for yellow in this tour, and I'll admit, I'm not exactly a fan of these escape groups in TCT. Because what would logically happen in this group in real life and Pro Cycling Manager is that Weiss, Weber and myself would take it in turns to relay. Caruso would probably win the stage. We wouldn't worry about him as much because he's already lost a bit of time. But here, because relays are not obligatory and attacks from behind are so powerful, Weber has hung Weiss out to dry, and I am moving to the front, both for the sake of realism and because I think I can put Weiss in trouble and gain some time. Because with how close the finish line is here, it makes more sense for us to attack the 8-6. Oh, and they've gone over us. I reckon we still gain time on Weiss after all of that, but it's not going... Well, no, it's same time. Another frustrating result that, as we also keep racking up third place finishes on the stages, we're going to see a lot of riders miss this time limit here. That includes 3 members of Coldman Sox Finance who will now be flying alone with Bruce Phillips. Field is down to 38. It may also be in my best interest to take some risks to recover some energy with Watson, such as deliberately dropping out here to get this full recovery move, or the peloton can just not move at all and we're completely okay. Not a ton of movement to report on so far, which could work out for us because it means I haven't had to use any of my attack yet. And there's the big move. Fausto Grassi opens up. It's Fausto Grassi working for Weiss, which simplifies the group dynamic a lot, but may also make it difficult to actually get up over him. Or we can be the ones losing time here because Weiss goes immediately and I cannot follow that. I have to hang back for one more turn and then start my push. And we're at least going to gain time on Weber in turn, but we're just trading in a deficit to one rider for another, and we still haven't actually shaken Weber because it calculates to 0.21 of a turn on Weber still, and I can't win this tour by finishing third all the time. I need to be on the lookout for ways of stealing time off of Weiss because I can't assume that he's going to lose time in the final week on the cobble or time trial stage. The cobbles are only light, and the time trial, we're not that much better than him in. I was half tempted to go long range with Pavlov leading out Watson, since this is mostly up and down to the finish, but I'm not that desperate yet. I don't think it would gain us much time. I don't think we'll be getting much of a chance to do anything. We're just going to be holding on to the relay for the rest of this race. They blew straight past the foot of the climb, so we only just made it into P1 in time, and Pavlov cannot follow this because he doesn't have any downhill Pro S. We're going to have to use Ward to pull us to the end. And yes, it is in fact on us because we're the only team to have gotten 2 riders into this final group. The question then is, can we take this sprint with Herman? I think if we're going to have any chance, we've got to line up behind the other Watson. Yeah, Weiss was acting after us, so he's actually wedged himself in between the 2 Watsons, and that was the correct wheel to be on, but we didn't have enough attack per turn. Weiss had enough attack per turn. I'm honestly running out of ideas here, and we've gotten on top of our energy situation, but this stage finished once again more suited to Weiss. Depending on the cooperation of the rest of the field, there is something we could do towards the end here, because Weiss does not like technical sectors that much either. Or they could just attack with over 100 nodes to go. I haven't even moved Watson up into P1 yet, but I'm going to have to now, right? Well, actually, maybe not immediately, because if I'm using the Peloton at this point, I've got 2 good moves left in me with Pavlov. But we're now relying on others to complete the catch for us, because E1 is getting a lot of help, and this isn't Watson's favoured terrain yet. The front runners couldn't push far enough into this climb to get a better finishing time, so they didn't. And at this point, I'm just trying to get across the line at the same time as everyone. And we're able to do that at least just fine. 7% the highest slope here. Problem is, we're giving another stage win to Herman Weiss. He has been the dominant force in this tour, and we've just been trying to hold on. What Weiss dominating the tour means is that he could take the #1 ranking away from Watson. That's something I wanted to win this season, and even if we turn this GC around, our #1 ranking is under threat just simply because of how many points Weiss has been accumulating so far. This is another one of those finishes, though, where it looks like there's just a bit too much power left. Pavlov's not going to make it to the end. Bruno can. I would have liked to have ridden for the stage with him, but the group dynamics just don't work out. Nova Sports Equipment's the only other team here with 2 riders, and they don't want to pull. Oh, we were so close to being able to sprint with Herman Watson, but we're just a little bit short of being able to get over Weiss. Still, that is our best stage result in a while. We started really hot in this tour with that win in stage 1 with Ward, but they've been hard to come by ever since. What we've got coming up is this 14% section in the mountain, so no slipstream at all, and you're going to have to ride into the flat to actually get away, so Weiss's +3 doesn't come into play here, but I reckon he could have made this split though. He chose not to in the end, and I think I'm going to pass it up, because if I could have gotten up there with myself and a domestique, I would have taken it. Instead, it looks like Efimovich is going to get a solo victory, and this may make it seem like it would have been a good idea for me to actually go with that move, but I feel like if I had been up there, that where the relay would have tried extra hard to actually chase me down, whereas they're not as worried about these 3. That, however, was unexpected. Sean Watson was able to beat the momentum block, and he's taken Moritz Weber with him because Weber was able to act after Watson. I think that move actually puts Weber back in the yellow jersey, and it may have been a mistake for me to not take control of the relay myself, because, and I don't know who I'd prefer to be chasing down in this final week, because Weber could still lose a lot of time in these last 2 mountain stages, but he'll do well on the cobble and the time trial, at least compared to Weiss, who may fall behind us at the end of stage 18, but then can we defend in those last stages? There's only 2 cobble sectors, but they're both pretty lengthy, and I'm sure the field is going to want to go through them hard, or at least the second one. Hard enough, in fact, that a lot of riders have decided to gruppetto already, even though we're just coming off a rest day. Oh my gosh, Efimovich just attacked, and Weiss has gone with it. I do not want to ride that down. I actually think being in the peloton in this flat section is going to be to my advantage because Pavlov and Bruno can take it in turns. They've got plenty. Or do they? Because Pavlov's only got a 6-7. Bruno's going to have to take over next turn. He's only going to have a 7-6. In trying to take my chances that this group wasn't going to make it to the end with 3 big moves, we might just have lost the tour because Efimovich keeps assisting them. And the best I can do is 0.3 turns down without me even having a chance to use my attack points. So if I'd just gone with them, I would have been okay. I thought if I went with them, I was going to be forced to pull. I didn't think the rouleurs were going to give the GC riders such a gift. Because that's stupid. Why would you ride for them when you're going for the stage win and they need to gain time on me? In summation, this was the stage we lost the tour for real because Efimovich and Albrecht were paid actors. The only way to claw something back at this point would be a desperado. We go maximum with Bruno and hope that at least one rider can make it to the 11 node the following turn. What have we got to lose? I don't think we're winning this tour otherwise. I was hoping Ward could be the one, but he's dropped down to 6 energy per turn. We're going to have to go this move with Watson. He's got the spare attack points and we'll just protect him with Ward and Pavlov once he's made it across. The plan was to get to this 11 node while the peloton is stuck at the 9 so we can now get to the 14. So we've gotten everything out of Ward and Pavlov should have 2 good turns left in him. But I'm worried that we're going to fall just short. But now we've been caught and we're going to get a catch-up move with Ward and Watson. But we're not going to gain time. Because yeah, there's Weber right there. That just highlights the struggle we've had all tour because they attack, they get assistance and we don't. We attack, the entire peloton is rearing down on us. And just to compound on my issues, this doesn't look like the sort of time trial where I can actually use my attack advantage because if we go 9-5, 9-5 again, we aren't actually going to make it to the 10, which would have justified me going all out. And if I go like this, I'm barely going to make it to the line, so I might as well stop here even. And Weber, meanwhile, is getting further up the road. He is going to be able to make it into this 10. We're going to have to completely destroy him on the last couple of mountain stages if we're to have any chance, because it just doesn't make sense for me to use all of my attack points with another big mountain stage coming up. We barely even beat Weiss on that time trial. That's how big a swing it was for us to fall 1 node short of being able to clear that mountain. Still got 160 nodes to go, but we're already in the business end of the stage. Moritz Weber is only on 12 attack points here. He could yet have that spectacular blow up. Meanwhile, it's Efimovich on the attack again, and we know what he's going to do last time. He's going to sabotage his own chances at the stage to help the group. Unless he does drop short after all, allowing Weiss to attack, and we just got to hold on. Or we can get this result where if I lead Weiss out, I'm not sure he's going to return the favour, even though he realistically should, because I'd be dropping Weber. Oh, he doesn't even take my pull. He just attacks further himself. But he does run out of momentum just in time for me to latch back on for the finish. Which means the stage is going to be ours because Weiss runs out of attack points on the line. And it's a shame I can't also take time off of him. But there we go. Weber is 0.3 of a turn down. We only need to gain 1 turn on Weber on the Queen stage. I doubt anything's going to happen on this one. We need to recover some energy because Watson is flat out. It's been a decent enough stage so far for recovering Watson's energy, but I fear things are going to heat up enough now that we might not go into the last stage with maximum. Or we've got this situation where Weiss has been left behind because Weber decided to attack. He's taking Fournier with us. We're going as well. And I think in this case, it's realistic for me to leech off of him, right? Because he started the attack. It's him needing to gain time on Weiss before the final stage. I don't see a reason to pull through. So we can instead just pinch the stage victory. That's back-to-back for Watson. Things are almost looking okay for us again because it's 0.2 of a turn to Weiss. We're now at the second to last climb and Weiss has gone into P1. He's got enough energy to go solo the rest of the way, so I have to be ready to pace him back just in case. I don't want to go into P1 myself yet. He did in fact end up following a move. There's 7 up the road. Oh, it's Efimovich again, but he at least this time he's out of energy at least. They decided not to follow through in the end. We came back together almost immediately, and that is to the benefit of Watson still, because it means we get 2 slipstream, whereas they didn't. Final climb time. We're going in with effectively 33 energy, 23 attack. Weber on 46-14. Weiss on 53-18. I don't think this is going to happen. But now here's the attack, and this is probably the final selection. Ready and not. Weber's going with Caruso, and Weiss is not responding yet. Depending on how much juice Weber has left, if we can bop him right at the end and Weiss loses some ground, this might not be over yet. But we in turn may be limited by energy here. If you look at how much combined energy and attack everyone has left, none of us has that much. We can just about hold on to Caruso and Weber cannot, but that's not 0.8 of a turn. That is not going to get the job done, and Weiss almost caught back to us up to us anyway. So we come over the line, and I'm going to let Caruso have the stage if he can sprint over me, which he does. Oh, Weiss gets us anyway. Here's confirmation now, and look how close we were. It was less than half a turn. You give us back the 0.4 we lost on stage 4 and the 0.3 on stage 16, and we could have had this tour. This was winnable, and the fact that I haven't, I'm very disappointed in myself. So what I'm going to have to do if I want a satisfying conclusion is play through another full season of this game to get back to the Tour of Gasmea, and then hopefully Herman Watson can win it next time. So I don't know when the next episode will come out, but when it does, I will meet you back at next year's Tour of Gasmea, because I do want to wrap up this series relatively quickly, hence why I've rushed through this failed attempt.